Welcome to Reality of the Rose with your host, Natalie Sprink.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 200 of Reality of the Rose. I'm your host, Natalie Sprink.
Happy birthday. Not birthday.
Happy anniversary.
Yay.
It is my 200th episode. And
Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
You have
Cute.
plastic hotel cups full of iced wine.
With some great headboard hotel room
And
decor in the background. But we found my favorite wine, which was a big plus because we are in Freeport, Maine right now. Allie, when I say we, if you're not watching, Allie's joining me. And we are on vacation together because I've always wanted to visit the Northeast, never been to Vermont, Maine, New Hampshire. So we decided that we were going to make it a girls' trip, a mother-daughter trip. We planned this quite a while ago. So we are currently in the midst of the trip. We have finished the first leg of the trip, which makes me sad because it's half over. But as Allie pointed out, we also have half to go.
Yeah.
So we started off a day in Boston. What was your thoughts of Boston?
I really liked Boston.
Have you been in Boston before?
Yes, once before.
I've been once before as well. And when were you there before?
I went there for the Gracie Abrams concert in 2024.
And did you get to see much of Boston then, or you just went to the concert?
No.
So we stayed downtown. We took a little historic city tour. It was not what we expected, really. But it wasn't all bad. We learned a couple things. We learned that the Windy City, that Chicago, is not called the Windy City because it's actually the windiest city. Tell us why Chicago is called the Windy City, Allie.
Because of the corrupt politicians.
And they just like blow in the air.
Wherever the money is.
There. So we learned that. We also learned that Samuel Adams was quite an asshole.
We learned that the Boston Massacre wasn't actually a massacre.
Correct. It was like 5 people died. And it was because someone saw like the fire warning system go off and someone yelled fire, but someone else thought they meant fire, like shoot. And so
Common misconception.
So, and it was really cute. We found a lot of cute shops downtown. It was just nice. We only spent one day there. We had a really, really, really good supper.
Yes. It was called Salty Girl.
Salty Girl was recommended by a friend of yours.
Yes. We had...
I had caviar for the first time there.
On latkes. We had lobster roll. We had beef tartare. We had a, salad, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The beef tartare was also amazing. And for the record, I've never had a lobster roll in my entire life, ever. Always have thought they look amazing and that I'd really enjoy them. So that is one of our primary goals on this trip, is for me to try as many lobster rolls as possible. The first one I tried was at Salty Dogs in Boston, and it was a cold one. And it was good. It was my first one, so I didn't really have anything to compare it to. But it was very good. I did enjoy it. But then I had a warm one at Salty Girl. Oh, get it? We went to Salty Dog first and then Salty Girl for supper. I never realized that. So I had the warm one at Salty Girl, and by far, well, I shouldn't say by far, because they were both very good, but it was really good. My preference was absolutely the warm one. It also had really, really good bread that went with it that reminded me a bit of like a Hawaiian roll. It was a real buttery and slightly sweet. It was so good. Anyway, so far I am impressed with the lobster rolls, and I've not had another since then, but because then after Boston, we went to Vermont. We stayed in, and we're still not 100% sure if you pronounce it
I'm
Bar
gonna look it up.
or Barry. Didn't we
While
hear
you're
it both
talking.
ways?
Well, Siri said Barry,
Yes,
so it's like
yeah.
that's not a reliable source.
Well, but it could be that, actually. So we didn't exactly know. I mean, that's where we stayed. Okay, so anyone wanting to travel to Vermont and Maine, will give you some like tips and pointers too. So definitely stop in Boston. But Vermont, we stayed in Barre or Bar. It's spelled Barre.
Oh my God, it's Barry.
It is Barre. Okay, so it's Barre. Wow. But the reason we thought it was Bar is because like if you go to bar class, it's spelled the same way. So
Yeah. Also, like you would think to put an IE on the end or two E's,
right,
to make that whatever. It doesn't matter.
Anyway, so it's Barre. Barre. The town, little sketch.
It was a little creepy at some time.
It was. There was a variety.
We had a really nice Airbnb, like really nice apartment. And it was in like this brand new building, and like it was clearly an office building, but like a development company or like Airbnb company, rental company bought like probably like 4 or 5 units and turned them into apartments, like 1-bedroom loft apartments. And it was so nice.
It was very cute.
Like, I definitely wouldn't walk out on the streets by myself after dark.
And I feel like you probably would be safe.
You would probably be fine. It's just there's a lot of wooks. There was a lot of like.
What did you just say?
Wooks.
What's that?
Like what those people are.
Okay.
Like kind of like crazy homeless people. Yeah. I don't even know if they were homeless. No. They were just like crazy.
I think they're just like people that hung out on the streets and didn't have anything better to do.
The storefronts were really interesting.
Yeah.
We did find a good coffee place we liked.
We also went to see The Life of a Showgirl.
Yes.
Theater.
And we were the only ones in the theater.
Literally the only ones.
Which was kind of fun, I will say. But Stowe and Burlington were cute.
And Montpelier.
All of those places were cute. Stowe was like pretty small. Everywhere's like pretty. Everywhere we went was pretty small besides Burlington. Burlington was like decently sized, like a city. The leaves are pretty.
The leaves are pretty. I have a feeling that we didn't pick the best year to come, because that's why we obviously picked this time of year, is because of the foliage and we wanted to catch it. And I believe it's this way like most places. It is in Wisconsin, where it was cool for a little bit at the beginning of September, and then it got really warm for like 2 or 3 weeks, and the leaves got confused. So they started changing really. This is how it was in Wisconsin, and I feel like that might be here. They changed really early, and then when the warm weather started, they stopped because they're like, oh, wait, is it summer still? Or so here they are still very pretty, but it seems like there's a big mix of green color and trees that are already bare from losing their leaves. So I have a feeling, and also we learned that there's a drought here as well. So I think that we probably didn't pick the best year, but how do you ever know that? And they still are really pretty. We spent 2 days in Vermont, 1 day in Stowe. What was the best part about Stowe? We went on their like main strip. Again, for people who are thinking about visiting, it's definitely worth it to come here. I have a feeling we're going to like Maine more than we did Vermont. Stowe was it was very small, and like the main strip where we thought there would be like a ton of shops wasn't really. It seemed like there was just a very big mix of other businesses that weren't relevant to tourists, like banks and like hardware stores and things. Montpelier,
coffee shops.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4 of those.
Yeah. And we didn't really give Montpelier a chance we just literally drove through Montpelier.
Yeah, it was like one street though as their downtown, but it looked cute. We just wanted to eat, and we didn't really see a place that we wanted to eat. So,
and it also didn't seem like a ton of shopping there really.
No.
But we did drive a little loop called, what was it called again?
Smuggler's Notch.
Yeah, there you go. Smuggler's Notch. Smuggler's Notch. Smuggler's Notch. Smugglers. Say that 3 times fast.
Smuggler's Notch.
Smuggler's Notch. That was pretty. That was really pretty. And we went and took a little hike and saw a waterfall. And Ben and Jerry's is in their headquarters is here. So we stopped at the Ben and Jerry's and got some ice cream and looked at the Flavor Graveyard. That was kind of have to do, like must do if you're in this area anyway. And then
we stopped at like a apple cider donut.
Little,
what's that called? Like a factory?
I guess they make the apple cider.
And then they
there.
had like little trinkets, and
they had a country store that almost reminded me of
a country store, like Cracker Barrel.
Yes, like Cracker Barrel.
Yes, that's exactly what it was like.
Totally,
but bigger. The store was bigger.
The store was bigger, but it didn't feel like it because there was.
Well, I don't even know if it was bigger space wise.
No. That place definitely started out small and them not knowing how it would go over, and they have not grown with the number of tourists that were in there.
I wonder. Yeah, no, you're right. The apple cider was good. The apple cider donuts were fine.
They were okay.
Nothing blew us away there, but like cute stop. Mm-hmm. It was also 85 degrees, so it was like really hot to be drinking like apple cider. Kind of hard for it to feel like fall.
Totally.
But yeah, it was good.
So yeah,
I got a cute sweater in Vermont.
Oh yeah, you did. Mm-hmm. That's right. So then yesterday we went to Burlington, Vermont, and definitely the city that was of our preference. They had their little like main drag for where all the shops and restaurants and things was much bigger, a much bigger variety. Ironically,
more food.
Definitely more food. Ironically, it started raining so if you're listening to this, everyone will know what we're talking about. I think pretty much everyone across the whole U.S. has been warmer than normal, like I was talking about earlier. And then this recent front came through. Well, obviously we're way over here, so we're the last to get that front. So the front came through yesterday while we were in Burlington, which brought rain. So we had to buy an umbrella and walk in the rain from shop to shop. So, first world problems. We got over it, but we found some really cute shops there as well. Got a few things.
I'm looking at the populations of all of these places because I don't feel like I really knew that. Okay. Stowe was like 8,000. Mm-hmm. So was Freeport.
So was Barrie.
Freeport's also here is 8,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then Burlington's 44,000.
How big is Montpelier? Burlington's 44 as well?
Yeah. 8 in Montpelier.
Wow. And Montpelier is the capital of Vermont. There's only 8,000 people. It was very small.
Yeah, all of these places have 8,000 people. And then let's see what Portland is.
So
70.
Okay.
So that's substantially by far, almost double the biggest that we've been to.
So we haven't actually been there yet, but so we went to then a little brewery to close the night off on the water. They're on Lake do you pronounce it Champlain? Champlain? Lake Champlain.
I didn't know that was the name.
It's on a lake, which is why we wanted to go there, but we didn't really get to enjoy the lake because of the weather. But It was still a really cute city. Again, it seems like there's a lot of homeless people in Vermont, which surprised us for the populations of the cities.
Still just that is so weird.
And also because of this climate here. Like it just feels like an awful climate for the homeless to have to be in 8 months of cold. But now
I haven't seen any homeless people here though.
No, I haven't. In Barrie, we don't know if they were homeless or not, but in Burlington there seemed to be quite a few. And Anyway, so today we drove to Freeport, Maine, which is where we are now in a lovely Holiday Inn Express with our plastic glasses of wine. And we spent the day mostly driving, but then we just now, weirdly enough, we went on Main Street and there's a shit ton of shops and restaurants, but they're all closed.
Well, not the shops.
The shops aren't. The restaurants.
The shops, though, are also, like, not, like, local, like, trinket shops there. Like, there are some. There wasn't a shit ton, but there was some. But a lot of them are, like, brand name outlets. Like, they have, like, an outlet store place. But there's probably, like, 5 little trinket shops that we, like, walked by and saw. But the big one was LL Bean. They have their factory here. And so they have, like, this massive campus with, like, 5 different massive buildings with, like, okay, like, one's, like, boats and skiing. And then the other one is, like, outdoors, shoes, and camping. And the other one's, like, indoor, home, like, whatever. And then they have their famous, like, boat and tote, which is their tote bags. They're, like, what is that called?
Canvas. Canvas.
Like,
it's the housekeeper trying to break in.
Oh. It's like a canvas tote, and you can personalize it there. So we each got a tote and personalized it, and
which I'm going to use for all the extra shit that I'm buying and have to take home.
Me too, but mine's smaller than yours. You got the big one.
I did. I
don't have a use for my roommates would have killed me because I have 3 of those big ones at home from work. And so I did not need another big one. So I got a medium one, which, again, I did not need another tote bag. But I had to. It was the headquarters. And I don't have a personalized one. So on mine, it says it's totally, but I spelled it tote, Tote - Allie. Like totally.
Clever.
Can't take credit for that. Found it on the internet. But I got that. Mine's red and yours is like a berry.
Yeah, like a burgundy-ish color. And I
got, really
wait
excited.
For it, but I got, guess what I got on mine? The letter N.
Oh, yeah. So we're picking those up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Probably.
Had to get one of those since we're here and since this is like the base.
We had to.
Corporate.
And plus we needed to take some of our stuff.
Yeah, I needed something to take all my stuff home. I mean, my luggage was already 50 pounds coming out here. And yes, I knew I was going to get stuff. But I'm literally wearing everything I brought. So I don't know what I would do if I have to travel Europe with like a carry-on. I don't know what I'm going to do because I'm wearing everything and my suitcase is packed. So yeah. I don't know what choice I had. Oh, well. So I was thinking about what I wanted to do for my 200th episode, and I had a few ideas, but I kept coming back to the fact that my most frequent guest has been Allie, and she has been my biggest supporter of my podcast. She's my opening introduction to every single podcast.
I made the jingle.
She made the jingle. She helped me with my graphic that I use for my, what do you call that?
Not even helped. I made it.
Sorry, you made it. She did that. And so I just thought it was most appropriate for her and I to do my 200th episode together because of all of that. So I decided that it also would be fun to do it while we're on our little girls trip out east, pick up some wine, again, to have some plastic cups and do the thing. Do the damn thing. So what we're going to do is I have thought of questions I'm going to ask Allie, and then she has come up with questions she's going to ask me. I don't know the questions she's going to ask me and vice versa. So they're obviously like not the same questions. Like I'm not going to ask a question and we both answer them. She's going to ask me and then we'll switch back and forth. And then we're going to end the podcast with a little bit of like rapid fire questions to each other.
And no one ever really asks you questions on your podcast. No, so maybe we should ask you more questions than you ask me.
Okay.
Since you don't really ever answer questions, like, do they even know anything about you?
No, they know I live in Wisconsin, and they know I love reality TV. And
Well, they know about your family.
Yeah, they know that my daughter is Allie.
Okay, I'll go until I'm satisfied, and then you can ask me a question. Okay. But I'm going to tell you when you can ask me a question.
Oh, you are, huh?
I'm taking over as host today on the 200th episode.
Oh, that's cute. Okay.
Okay. So in the vein of being in a different state on trips, my question is, what is your least favorite state in the United States of America?
Oh my.
It can be the one you've been to. It should probably be.
Well, it should probably be one I've been to. Huh?
But like also, I don't know, maybe you got beef with somebody in a different state that we don't know about and you've never been there.
Least think that my least favorite state. I think that my least favorite state would be Arkansas.
Shade.
And
why is that?
So the reason I pick Arkansas is because as I think quickly, I'm thinking quickly, but as I think quickly through my life and all the states that I've been to, like real fast through the Rolodex of my mind, I can think of every state and something that I took away from or enjoyed seeing, at least one thing. But Arkansas, I don't like, it just feels like there's nothing there. I mean, I don't know what Arkansas really has offered me. And it feels like a boring state. Like you never hear of anything coming out of Arkansas, really. Arkansas.
Okay, so what is your favorite state you've ever been to? And what's your favorite state?
Well, I feel partial. Gosh, that's hard because there's like, again, I'm going through like when I've been to each state and there's like reasons why I would choose different places for different states. Can I have two answers?
Fine.
Well, I'm just going to say, and everyone's going to be like, oh yeah, you only say that because Allie lives there.
I knew you were going to say that.
But I really do love going to New York City. I do. And I know that feels
New York
like it's
is one of my favorite states too.
And I feel like it's its own state because I can't say that I'm that much more experienced in the rest of the state besides New York City. But I really, really love visiting you there. And I really love the what's the word to say, like it's such a big difference between rural and New York City. It's not dichotomy, is it? What does dichotomy mean? You use that word.
Do I?
Yeah. Anyway, there's such a big difference between the two states.
Yes, that's what that means.
Okay. So the dichotomy between like living rural life in New York City, I love that because a lot of people from rural America, like we just talked to someone a couple days ago that's asked you where you're from. And you said that she was like, oh my God, I've been there and I hate it. And people say that all the time. Your dad hated it. I love it. I love going there and everything that we do when we're there and what you like, all the people, the diversity, everything. But if like, when I think of like a state as a whole, I really feel like I like Montana a lot.
Really?
I think it's such a pretty state. I think it has like beautiful lakes and beautiful mountains. And I like Missoula. I like that city. Yeah, I don't know. And I feel like I would like Montana also has the changes of season. So I appreciate that about any state. And
Okay. Love that for you. Okay, so in your life you've probably been on a lot of trips. What is your favorite trip you've ever been?
Honestly, I think it might be St. Lucia. That was really fun. I really enjoyed that trip. I enjoyed the little resort that we stayed at when we were there. It was a very pretty island. It was like lush, and I felt like you know how when you visit places and if you stay at places where people are like super friendly and you have fun there. It gives a vibe that you take in and associate with the like place as a whole. The people that worked at the resort that we stayed at there were so nice, and in general, I just felt like people there in St. Lucia were so nice, and I just had so much fun there. So I think that would be my favorite trip ever.
Nice. Okay, you can ask me a question now.
Okay.
We'll go like 3 for 1.
So we are in the era of Taylor Swift's new album just coming out, which we have been listening to nonstop. And I will say, personally, I know that she's received a lot of weird criticism on the internet about it, which I think is crazy insane. I think this is one of the most catchy, um, not that I've listened to every album, every song on every album by any means, but I just feel like I like every song that is on this album. I think everyone has their little hooks that you can't keep from singing your head over and over. I just love it. But anyway, we've been listening to it a lot. We all know that Allie is a Swiftie. I want to know what in your mind defines a person as a Swiftie versus someone who just likes Taylor Swift, even if they just like her a lot. And in association with that, what about her specifically draws you to her? What do you like admire most about her? Or what is it about her?
I think you are a Swiftie if you are engaged in the whole like Taylor universe of things. Like she does like lots of little like Easter eggs and music videos, and she has books and movies and stuff like that. And I think if you're like engaged and keep up with like what she's doing in that world, you can consider yourself a Swiftie. I also feel like if you're a Swiftie, you're probably just like supportive in general of her. But I like her because, well, I think she's reliable, first of all. Like, I mean, I've liked almost in different ways every single album that she's put out. And she also makes it fun to be a fan, where like you're always trying to like decode things she's saying, or what is she wearing, or why is she doing this, or why is she doing that. And like she kind of always gives you something to look forward to, whether it's like even now the album's out, but she hasn't dropped merch for the album yet. So it's like everyone's waiting to see what the merch is going to look like, or like, I don't know, just like little things that I think make it fun to like be a fan of her, because you just are always looking forward to something else. But I also just think that like it would be so hard to be her. Like, and I know that sounds stupid and everyone's like, oh, she's a billionaire, it's not hard to be her. But it's like, even just with this album release in general, like think about it. Like, not only do you have the people who like you listening to your album and critiquing it and saying every little thing about every single song and who's it about and why'd you say this line and I hate this song or I hate this album, it's not as good as last one, like why'd you release it? That's just in the group of people that considers them fans of you. She, for some reason, allures people who are not fans of her to listen to her albums. And so, and then shit talk her all over the internet and the press and whatever. And like I saw a video of someone saying like, whenever someone that I don't listen to or like releases an album, I might acknowledge that they released the album, but I don't listen to the album because I don't like their music. Like I can acknowledge that, like, for example, Maggie loves, why am I blanking on his name? Frank Ocean. Sorry. What the fuck? But she loves Frank Ocean. She thinks he's like one of the most talented songwriters of our generation. Like, I like his music. I don't know if I would listen to his new album unless she made me, and she's the same with Taylor Swift. But I'm like, I'm not gonna just listen to it so that I can be like, God, he fucking sucks. This is so stupid. I hate this album. He's so shallow. Why would anybody say he's the best songwriter of all time? That's so dumb. All he does is talk about women. Like, I just wouldn't listen to the album, you know? Right. It's like, and I get it. She's like so mainstream and people have made such a point to be like, she's the best songwriter ever. Like, I get it. People will die on that hill. But like at the end of the day, if you don't like her music, like, just don't listen to it. But people, for some reason, like, cannot do that when it comes to her. And I don't know why. If it's because she's just so mainstream that everyone has to talk about everything she's doing. But, like, I have a guy friends that listen to the album that, like, they're not Taylor Swift fans, but one of them, like, fucking hated it and was like, how is anyone calling her the most, like, talented songwriter of our generation? And it's like, well, I think that to understand that, you have to listen to, like, her entire discography and understand, like, what she was going through at some of these, because, like, arguably, like, Tortured Poets Department is, like, really advanced writing, like, and so is Folklore. It's like there's so many, like, there's so many metaphors and things that, like, the song, like, don't literally mean. Like, she just has so many songs like that you have to go line by line and try to figure out what they mean. So, like, I don't think it's fair to just, like, judge her off of, like, one pop album.
For sure
You need to, like, look at her range of music that she's had over the last 15 years. Like, how many songs she's written, how many producers she's worked with, like, how many Grammy albums of the year she's won. Like, there's so many things that go into that. But I just think it would be so hard to be her and, like, just feel like you are never pleasing everyone no matter what you do. And even if you are, like, so proud of something, you know that a huge group of people is going to say they fucking hate it just because you're you. Like, there's not a ton of artists like that out there. Like, and, like, even, like other pop artists like Sabrina Carpenter, Gracie Abrams, or Olivia Rodrigo, like, they don't even really get that. There's not, like, a group of people just, like, waiting to say, I fucking hate them and they're horrible songwriters. Like, they just put out their music and the people that like them listen to it. It's like,
I don't get that either. It's very hard to
so
understand.
Weird. And I don't know if it's because she's just so famous and so popular that people want to prove that there's a reason she shouldn't be that famous and popular. I don't know if that's why. But I would hate being that person. And personally, I would be scared to ever put anything out because it's like, I would have to lock my phone in a drawer. So I just have, like, so much respect for her of being so confident in the stuff that she, like, does and puts out and is, like, excited about it no matter what and continues to do it even though she's 33 and has given us 12 albums of original music. Like, I don't know. I just think, and also, like, her marketing tactics and the amount of thought that she puts into everything she does is, like, you can tell she really cares about what she's doing, whether or not you think it's good or bad. She puts so much effort into what she does that it's like, that's just admirable to me in general. I don't know. So.
I would agree. I would agree with all of that. Or I agree with the part that even if I wouldn't like her music, I would just admire the marketing genius that she is. Even when we just watched The Life of the Showgirl and we were learning a little bit about the making of Fate of Ophelia and watching her in, like, the director's chair part of that and hearing sort of just the little clips we saw, I mean, which was just a fraction of the time. And, like, how she is just so confident in what she says, but, like, not in a cocky way. And she seems like, you know, she's just, like, a fun person to work for. And we hear about all the good things she does too, with, like, all the bonuses she gave, like, her truck drivers and all the people that worked on her tour. And I just feel like, but what's hard for me to understand then is why people want to hate her. I remember, I forget which, I think it was Tortured Poets Department, where, like, there was, like, Christian groups that were going almost on, like, line by line of all her songs and just taking lines out of it and trying to prove how they were, like, anti-Christian and it was just, like, taken out of context. And I don't understand the point of, like, trying to put hate and discord on somebody. Well, I don't get that. It's just, like, wild. It seems like you have to have the most thick skin ever to be her.
I know.
Which for me, I think is so cool for her and Travis now. Like, obviously, we all feel like we know the two of them, but just the parts that I've seen about with him and how much it feels like he just admires her and just looks at her with such awe, I think is such a cool thing. Because I don't know, from what I'm gathering from all the songs she's ever written, is that no man has ever literally been like that with her before. And I think it's so cool that he, like, is not intimidated by her, threatened by her. He just like looks up to her, and I think that's a cool thing. What's your favorite song on this new album?
The Life of a Showgirl.
And if you had to pick your favorite album ever, which one's your favorite?
Probably Folklore or Midnights, but probably Folklore.
And do you have a favorite song of hers?
Yeah, Mirror Ball on Folklore.
Oh, really? Okay.
I have a tattoo for it.
Oh, that's right. You do.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, so you kind of got a crash course of it like last summer because we went to the Eras tour in Germany, and I sent you playlists of like what to listen to for being ready for that, which I would say all of the songs she played were the most mainstream off of every single album. So, and you may have like listened to other ones on your own, but based off of that, what is your least favorite and favorite album of hers?
I guess I'm really partial right now because we've just listened to this album.
Literally, like I told her, I think my Spotify Wrapped is going to change just from this trip and be that's gonna be my number one song and album is off of this album because we've listened to that.
Right.
Like we probably listened to that album like 10 times through.
Well, but also Allie listens to it like 3 times and I feel like she knows every word to every song and I'm not exaggerating. We've listened to it probably 10 times and I'm still like just now learning the chorus of 3 songs. You know, like I'm like, wait, can you replay that part again? What did she say in that one phrase? What did she say there? Did she say that? No? Okay.
The lyric videos were good for you in the movie.
Yeah, they were really good. If I could just memorize them. But so, like, I feel like I have to take The Life of the Showgirl out of that because I think I would just pick that right now because...
I mean, that could be your favorite.
Okay. Well, if it would be that one, it would be 1989.
Oh, I thought it was going to be Lover. I thought you really liked Lover.
Well, which song?
With Cruel Summer.
Yeah,
and Lover.
Yeah, I do like Lover, the song and Lover about...
I Forgot That You Existed and You Need to Calm Down.
Oh, I do like that song.
But you do like 1989.
It's hard.
Okay.
I'm not
those are your favorite ones.
Yeah, those are my favorite ones.
Okay, but what's your least favorite?
The Folklore one. Totally.
Okay, so on that same note, you have obviously gone through probably very many different phases of music in your life. Would you say pop music has always been your favorite?
For sure.
So if you had to pick a number one, first of all, what decade of music do you think was the best?
80s.
Okay, like through your whole life?
For sure.
And so is your favorite artist from the 80s? Is it Madonna?
Yeah, Madonna would be my favorite artist.
Okay, so when did you start listening to Madonna and what is like, did you see her in concert? What's your favorite song? Like, because I feel like Madonna is kind of like your Taylor Swift, or like was your Taylor Swift.
Totally. She definitely pushed the envelope more than Taylor Swift did.
Yeah.
But I feel like Madonna was the same in the fact that people tried to hate on her a lot.
Yeah.
But she just took definitely a different angle towards combating that. She was just like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And I'll just be even more controversial, you know?
Yeah.
But when Like a Virgin came out, so I was a fan, like when Borderline came out,
was that like her first album?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and I don't think it was called Borderline. That album was just called Madonna, I think. Oh, I should know that. But like Madonna, Borderline and Lucky Star were on there and a couple others. And I really liked that, but she wasn't like, her breakout song where she just became absolutely huge was Like a Virgin.
Mm-hmm.
And that album, just about every song on Like a Virgin, that the CD, the cassette tape, was huge. But I will never forget, I was in 8th grade and my friend Jenny Eggerstedt and I, so we live in little tiny Frona, Missouri, and anybody who's listening to this that happens to be from Frona knows that we used to have this bowling alley uptown and uptown.
The town's like a mile long.
And in the basement was something called the wine cellar, and they had parties there. They had bands there, and people went there to dance. Like they had dances, and the wine cellars where everybody went to party. And me and Jenny, who was a year younger than me, were like the summer that I was going to go to high school, we were like, we're going to get brave enough and we're going to go to the wine cellar. Like, we're going to walk up to the wine cellar and we're just going to go. We're going to do it. And we decided, because Madonna brought on so many trends, like your bra hanging out of your shirt, or like from underneath your bra strap hanging out, like that. She made that cool. And like the like tons of little jelly plastic bracelets, any kind of bracelets, and the lace headbands, that was totally Madonna brought all that stuff. But we were going to dye, not just buy a black bra, because wouldn't do that in 7th and 8th grade, but we were going to dye our bras black and wear something up to the wine cellar with our black bra hanging out. I'll never forget that. Probably doesn't sound funny to anybody else, but I don't know if Jenny would listen to this, if she would remember that, but I vividly remember that. And that was during Like a Virgin. So that was the era. Like, I was probably 7th, 8th grade when she started becoming popular. And then I just stayed a massive Madonna fan through the 90s into the early 2000s. She really had a long trek too of being famous, where she did not die out. In fact, I also have a story from when Allie was about 3 and her music CD came out. Music makes the people come together.
You're going to get copyrighted.
Yeah. Oh, I am. They'll find that. Okay. Sorry, Madonna, but I love you. But we were going through a Walmart. I was pushing Allie in the cart. She was 3 or 4, and she was singing that song in the cart. And I was just like shopping. I mean, I played it in the car all the time. Do you have any memory of
No.
any of Madonna being played in the car?
Not really.
Really? Well, anyway, I was pushing the car through it, and she was singing that song. And they say
a performer from the beginning,
the bourgeoisie and the rebel. And Allie was singing those exact words. Like, she knew that those were the words. And this woman was pushing her cart by, and she looked at me. She goes, "Is she singing Madonna?" Like, yes, she is.
Oh my God.
I win Mother of the Year. Yes.
She asked you?
She did. She said, "Is she singing?" But she thought it was funny. Like,
Yeah.
she wasn't saying it in a judgy way. She was like a younger, like,
Yeah.
probably my age at the time. Anyway.
Like, how loud was I singing it?
I mean, it was just not that loud, but I think that's why she said, "Is she singing Madonna?" Because you were just singing it. But she passed right by us, and she heard you singing, and I think she was like, "You said bourgeoisie and the rebel." You know,
that's crazy. At 3, that's my freaking dialogue.
You might have been 4 or 5. I don't know. Anyway, but yes, I have been to a Madonna concert. I went. Though I didn't go to anything early on, or even in the 90s. I didn't go to Madonna concert until 2004, and she had her like big, kind of like her greatest hits, Immaculate Collection tour, and she went back and sang like all her greatest hits at this concert, and it was in Chicago. And I went up there and stayed with my aunt and uncle and Abby, my sister-in-law Abby, who y'all heard last week, she went with me, so we went to that. You went along. You actually were along on that trip.
I remember that trip.
Yeah,
I stayed at Grace and Jim's, and they gave me a teddy bear.
That's right. Tyler went along too. He was only 4 months old and got sick. Anyway, but then I also went to her. She had another concert about 3 years later, and I went to it in St. Louis. But this was like her new album. So after her music album, she continued to make new music, but nothing stuck really. That was her last big album that had a lot of hits on it. And her next album, I don't think had one. Like, this was before streaming music too, you have to keep in mind. So if like it didn't make the radio, then it really wasn't that big. And so we went to the concert, and it was not nearly that. First concert in Chicago was amazing. Oh, I've been to 3, forgot. Then we went to that one, and she sang only her new songs from that album, except she sang 2 songs from like that everyone would recognize. And it was so indicative of like just how she was progressing through her career, because during all the other songs, no one was really even standing up or anything. And those 2 songs came on, and the whole freaking place was on their feet singing, and it was so fun. But then, that's right, you and I went. How did I forget that?
Oh, I did too.
God, we went in New York 3 years ago, 3 years ago, at Madison Square Garden. She was, and again, she puts on a show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, she can put on a show. She can put on a show. She definitely. I'm sorry, but I think she does put on a show to the level of Taylor Swift. Because she has so many dancers, she has so many props, she has a stage that goes all the way out into the audience. She sings live, like Taylor Swift. There's a lot of artists that don't do that. She sings live, and I've always admired that. But she's got a little weird in her old age. But anyway, that was a long answer to a short question. But I just I'll always be a Madonna fan. Read her books, saw all her movies. Yeah.
Remember those books that she wrote?
Yeah.
What was those called?
Those children, the English Roses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Okay. Do you prefer, like, the age of streaming, or do you miss when we had, like, radio hits and everybody knew the same song? Because you never, you always say that you never know what music's popular anymore because...
Yeah. I definitely I'm going to say that because that's just what I'm used to. And because now we also live in an era of we just have unlimited resources for anything that wants to entertain us. So, for instance, you were saying how you just love to listen to music when you're in a car, and that's just you're vegging out. I no longer listen to music in a car unless I'm listening to just honestly 80s music or just things I pick. So I listen to podcasts all the time. Streaming has forced me out of the music world. I feel like I know very little new music because I don't listen, I don't really listen to the radio. We have literally a radio, which people don't even, I feel like no one even knows what that is anymore. We have a literal radio at work, where we get about 5 stations, and there's a country station, there's an old rock station, and there's a current music station. And I listen to the current music station, which is where I feel like I'll hear any music that's maybe new. Mm-hmm. But any more radio stations, it feels like they play the same about 30 songs over and over and over. So for instance, on the way here, Allie had her playlist on, and if it wasn't this new album of Taylor Swift or some of her old Taylor Swift music, anything else that played, not Taylor Swift, I didn't know it. I had no clue. I'd heard of some of the artists before, but probably only because of you and Tyler.
Yeah.
I just don't know new music at all. So I preferred the days when I had to listen to the top 5 countdown on CIL-FM and have my tape recorder ready, and I got pissed off when the DJ would talk over the beginning of the song because I wanted to record the song and he would talk over the beginning and I couldn't hit record until he was done. I sort of missed that era. And obviously I grew up in the era of literal records. That's all we had to listen to. Now everybody, because it's the thing to do. So I feel at this point kind of cool that I lived in that era where that's just we had record players. That's just the only way we had to listen to music, and my always kept a lot of my records that I still have. And I remember listening to my records and pulling the sleeve out that had all the words on it, memorizing all the Madonna songs because of that. Yeah, it's good memories.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask you some questions about your podcast.
Okay.
If this podcast had a different name, what would it be?
I can't answer it, but I would make it be something to do with just I would make it a broader name than Reality of the Rose. Mm-hmm. Because that focuses in on The Bachelor too much. And granted, I still talk about reality TV the most, but since I've also tried to get into interviewing people the most, I don't know, I'd have to think of something that was a play on I don't know, with women.
Something broader.
Definitely something broader.
Okay. What's been your favorite podcast episode you've ever done? Out of 200.
Um, well, again, I have different ones for different reasons.
You can give a top 3.
Okay, so I really enjoyed actually the one I did with Clayton Echard's mom, Kelly. I enjoyed that one.
Well, not actually. You thought you were going to enjoy that one.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't mean actually. I mean, not that I didn't. I really was like honored to have Kelly on because that was like my closest tie to The Bachelor that I've ever had on the podcast. But I really enjoyed her as a person. Like after we kept in touch for a while. Occasionally, I'll still even text her and be like, "Hey, what's up?" But um, I think that we could like be friends in real life, and so I enjoyed talking to her, and they're from St. Louis, so I felt like we have the Missouri thing in common. So I really enjoyed that interview. I liked the one where we surprised Grace.
Oh yeah, with Harry Styles tickets.
I thought that was really fun. I mean, I always have fun when I do them with you, obviously. One of my most listened to ones actually was the one my very first Rose interview, which was with Jody, actually. That was one of my most listened to podcasts, is that reality of the Rose interviews, which I called it back then.
Who is your dream guest on the podcast? If you could interview anyone.
Like literally anyone on Earth?
Mm-hmm.
Madonna.
Okay. No, that's fine.
Okay.
And then who from the reality world would you die to interview?
Nick Vile.
I was gonna say Chris Harrison.
Oh, that would be good too.
Yeah,
but I listen.
He wouldn't be able to talk about it, but
I think he has a podcast out now where he kind of dishes tea. But I think because I listen to the Vile Files so much, that actually would. I probably would have used to say Caitlin Bristow, but I've fallen off that fandom a little bit, and so I think it would be Nick Vile.
Oh, okay.
Your turn.
Sure.
Okay.
I was gonna ask one more like short one.
Okay.
If you had to make this podcast about a completely different topic, let's say your like main topic is reality shows, mm-hmm. what could you like talk about for the exact same amount of time, like to be a whole podcast for? Basically, if you had to start a second podcast, what would you start it about?
Yeah, if it had to be about a different topic.
Yeah. I
think it would be like relatable issues to women, whether it be about, whether it be about living in a certain decade and why turning 50 is hard, or whether it be about, like motherhood and the challenges of that. Anything that is directly related to being a woman in any respect. I think that's what I would like to. And I feel like it would be really, interesting to have guests on that could be experts on any particular topic that had to do with women.
Okay. Do you want to ask me one?
I do.
And then we can do this or that.
Yep.
Because we're at 55.
Okay. So I want to know which one? Well, can I ask you two?
Sure.
Okay. The first one's a little bit short. Okay. So this is, how do you think living in New York has changed you, both for the good and the bad? If there is, maybe there is no bad, but if you could think of things like how you think you've changed as a person because you live in New York. I'm going to go catch some wine while you're answering.
I would say for the good, there's so many. I would say like I am more confident in my ability to do things on my own. Like there's so many things that I was so scared to do that I've just had to do because I live there, and also because I have the job that I have. Like, and I just was kind of like, just not the bitch boy for the first year of my job, but like kind of that.
Sure.
Like I just had to like get over stuff that I didn't like doing, like, and even like moving there, I had to get my own doctors and like even I can't remember if I was talking about this. I think I was talking about it on the Generations one, where like going up to a bagel counter and ordering in New York was like so horrifying to me because it's so intimidating. Like they're not like, "Hi, how are you? Like, did you have a chance to look at the menu? Like, what do you want?" It's like they look at you with a pen and paper and they're like, "What do you want?" And you're like, like just stuff like that. That like, or like figuring out the subway system, like stuff that you just have to do to figure it out. And I feel like I am much less like worried about like little details of things now. Like in when we got into Boston and we had to take the bus to the rental car place, like that's something that would make me so nervous. Like I would need you to like stay on the phone with me for that. Like that made sure I got there. But now that kind of stuff like doesn't really make me nervous anymore. So I think like that, and then also just being able to have like meet so many different people from so many different backgrounds and just so many different perspectives has made me really more understanding and feel like I have a more like holistic opinion of things. For bad is I'm horrible with my money because it's so hard not to spend like a ton of money there and like save any money. And then also I think that I kind of have this like, I don't want to say like superiority complex, but like because I live in like the biggest city in the world with the most diverse like population, like sometimes I find myself like being like, "Ooh, why would you live here?" Or like I'm and it's funny because I'm from somewhere that people would say that about, and people even would say that stuff to me. Like people always made fun of me for living in like Perry County whenever I was going to Saxony. But like, I don't know, I feel like I have almost like I almost think I'm like better than people just because of where I live, which like, I can't decide if I actually do believe that or not. But like, no, I'm not. But like, you know what I'm saying?
Let's say no.
No, but like, I'm saying like, because I experience so much on a daily basis, like, and I feel like my opinions are like so well formed, and like even on like politics, it's like when they talk about how like politicians like affect people that live in big cities and like how people in big cities are, it's like I actually live there, and so I'm able to like have that perspective. But that doesn't mean I'm just like better than someone who lives in Freeport, Maine and wants to live in a small town. But like I feel like sometimes I like cast judgment, you know?
I feel like that might be partly because you have a broader sense of the world now because you've experienced both.
Yeah.
You've experienced...
Or like sometimes like this is so bad because at one point in my life I was also like this, but like when people are like, "Oh, let's go out for a nice dinner, like we should go to Applebee's or Olive Garden," I'm like, "Ew." Like that is not like, you know what I mean? But like for some people that is nice.
That's
like
right.
That's a sit down. For me at one point, that's where I went for my birthday.
I mean, that's all we have at
right,
some places.
Exactly. So I'm like, but that's because that's just like so not the case where I live. Like those are bottom of the barrel restaurants because like chain restaurants like aren't a thing in New York. Like I just have like those weird like biases. At least I'm self-aware that I know this.
No,
too.
that's
There's plenty of people that are like, "Oh,
it.
fuck those people. That's disgusting. You live in a small town." It's like,
right.
That like at least I'm self-aware that I have those thoughts, and it makes me feel guilty. Like because my instinct is to be like, "Ooh," but like I can't just I can't cast that judgment just because that's not like my situation anymore.
Right.
So it's like battling that because many people that I know and love do like my whole family lives in a small town, no matter where it is. And it's just like a weird like, "Oh, I'm coming back from the city. Like who's gonna like," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's just a hard like situation to play out in my head.
Do you think maybe that is also a generalization of New Yorkers in general?
Yes.
You know? And
I think like people that grow up in New York like genuinely do believe they're better than everyone else. Like I think my roommate Maggie like genuinely thinks she's better than everyone who like if you,
I love you, Maggie.
No, but she would say this. Like if you were like, who's better, you or someone that lives in the middle of nowhere, Nebraska, she'd be like, why are you asking me that question? Like they're just built with it. Like East Coast people have a complex. Like that's just like how it is.
I feel like you have to be a little bit cocky and confident to even live in New York.
Well, and like that is the thing is it's not totally wrong. Like because to live in New York, you do have to have more survival skills than like you do living in Crandon, Wisconsin. Like it is so much easier for me to be in Crandon than it is for New York. Like I have to walk to get my groceries. I have to subway to work. And like just on the subway is like I have Joe over here screaming at me and Susie over here peeing on the platform. Like it's like you're just like overstimulated every second of your life. And then on top of that, everything's expensive. Everyone's first priority is working all the time. People are rude and mean, and you're juggling so many different things that like it is hard. And like that's why people say you either make it or you don't. So there is a like backup to that sense of superiority that if you can make it living there, that like you are tough. Like you did, that is a feat.
Although I will say that from my experiences, I think people in New York are sold short in the fact that I've actually encountered a lot of very friendly, polite people. I don't think that everyone you encounter is dicks.
People always say like people in New York are not nice, they're kind. And like I actually think that's so true. Is like you're never going to see a mom pulling a stroller up the stairs on her own. Like if someone falls down on a bike, like in the lane, like 4 people are going to go up to them. Like people won't like, whenever they say like, you know, like on the news, they're like, you could just get stabbed in the middle of the street and everyone would keep walking. Like that's not true. Like if you actually got hurt in the street, like people would come over to you. People would help you. People like, one time I dropped my work badge on the street and someone tapped me and was like, did you drop this? Like people are very kind. It's just that like, it's always like whenever you're just walking on the street, no one's going to like smile at you. Right. Because you also have to understand if you're looking at everyone in the eyes and smiling at them on the street, like people are going to like think you're insane. Weird. And also if you're looking at like crazy people on the street, you don't want to interact with them. Yeah. Like if you're staring at everything going on around you on the street, like you're never going to get to where you need to be. So that's kind of like why it's like that. But that was, again, a long answer for your short question. But
okay, well, real quickly.
To be clear, I don't think I'm better than people. I just have a hard complex.
No, I think that that's a very honest answer, though. And I think that you don't, but that is an honest answer. And I think that you have to a little bit. Like, that's why I think I admire you moving to New York so much. And I'm a bit jealous of it because I don't know that I ever would have had the guts to be able to do it or the tenacity to be able to do it. And I like kind of envy that. But since you're my daughter, like really, really, really admire that in you. And I don't know. I don't think you got that from me, except for the fact that I feel like I pushed you to just follow your dreams kind of thing. And not to say that I would have done it or I would have loved to do it, but just never, whatever. So I think I'll always think that you are a very tough cookie because you were able to do that on your own without our help.
Thanks.
Okay. So real quickly, before we do our rapid fire, and I was going to ask you what your 5, 10, and 15-year plan is, but I know a lot of people ask me on a regular basis if I think that you are going to live in New York forever. And like my standard answer is no, I don't think she'll live there forever. I don't think that like, you know, if and when she gets to the point where she wants to raise a family, she will not stay in New York just because you've said that before to me. But I want to know, I think 5 is too soon, but like in your ideal world, where would you be at? No one's going to hold you to it, and what will you be doing in 10 years?
Margo and Papa asked me this when I was home, and I genuinely do not have an answer for this. Like, people ask me that, and like, I don't know. And I think that's partially because I didn't know how, like, again, this goes back to like the living in New York thing. Like, once you, like, what's the goal after New York? I don't know, because New York is like the biggest you can go and the toughest you can do. And it's like, I don't think I'll be in New York forever. No. And not because I don't like it. It's just, I think like it's going to keep getting more expensive. And it's also, there's just not a lot of room. And like you said, all of those reasons. But I don't know. Like, I am very, very happy in my exact life in this exact moment. And I'm doing exactly the job that I wanted to do. I'm living exactly where I wanted to live. And I kind of don't know, like, where I'll go after this. I kind of think I'm just going to, like, ride the wave and, like, see where it takes me, because there's so many things and so many different people I could meet and so many things that could happen that could take me in a completely different direction. If I had to guess, like, I would be in either New York doing a similar thing, or I will be like in a like Chicago or like Denver or like Seattle, like smaller city, still city, but a little bit more like outdoorsy, a little bit smaller, more conducive to like having like a bigger life. But I don't know. I don't know if that's what I want. So I'm just kind of like going with the flow.
It could also depend on who you meet and if you, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. So right now I'm happy where I'm at.
Great. Good answer. Okay. So now we're going to do rapid fire. And then actually, Allie got me on this trip also. She's been bugging me for like years to watch Gilmore Girls. And I always was like, I don't know. That doesn't really seem interesting to me. So finally, I was like, fine, I'll just watch one episode and see how I like it. Well, now I am hooked.
Invested.
Totally invested. We're obviously, can only watch like a few shows. We watch a few shows every evening before we go to bed. And we're like on episode 18 or something like that, and only season 1. But I am totally invested. And I have to say, I love it. And it is the cutest thing. And I cannot wait to see how this all plays out.
It's so good.
God, if she does not get with Luke, I'm going to be so pissed. God damn it. Pissed me off that Rachel came to town. What the hell is she doing there anyway? Okay. So we're going to rapid fire.
Okay, before you go, I have podcast this or that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Bachelor or Love Island?
Love Island. Let me just back this up. Let me just say this real quick, okay? Let me just clarify this about my podcast, and I feel like I have to say it anyway. I started this podcast because of The Bachelor, hence Reality of the Rose. And I think I will forever watch The Bachelor just because at this point I feel an obligation to do so, because it's what started this podcast, and I feel like I can't ever fully let it go. That being said, I cannot wait for the Taylor Frankie Paul season because it's going to be game changer. I just don't know if that game changer will be permanent, and it may be only for one season, especially after this current season, which I'm missing tonight. If y'all are looking for the recap episode of Golden Bachelor, I told you last week, because I didn't do it last week. I'm now not doing it this week because it's this episode. I guess I'm just going to have to do a recap of the last 3 episodes, but I don't think it's going to even be that long because I'm so disappointed in this season of The Golden Bachelor. But in general, I just think that Bachelor has jumped the shark so bad that I truly have to admit that I enjoy watching a lot of other shows more than I like watching The Bachelor. Taylor Frankie Paul season will be different. I know that, but I have to keep with it just because it's the inception of this podcast. So that's why I'm choosing Love Island.
Okay, Love is Blind or Love Island?
Love is Blind.
Housewives or Bachelor?
Housewives.
Housewives or Summer House?
Housewives.
The Ultimatum or Love is Blind?
Oh, shit. Ultimatum.
The Ultimatum or Housewives?
Housewives.
Housewives or Love Island?
Housewives.
Damn.
I guess I like my Housewives.
Okay, Generations podcast or alone?
Generations.
Becky or Allie as your guest?
Ah! That isn't fair.
I won't make you answer. I just wanted to ask that. We're going to do one together when we're in Missouri with me, Becky, and Lydia.
And we are. And we're going to, the plan is to watch the new season of Nobody Wants Us. And then watch it all together and then podcast about it all.
Okay. Your first podcast art or your new one?
My first podcast, what?
Art.
Oh, new one.
Red wine or white wine?
White.
Interviews in general or alone?
Whew. I think interviews in general.
Okay, those are my podcast questions.
Okay. All right. So, okay. The best piece of advice you've ever received.
Do what you want with your life.
A smell that makes you happy.
Papa's garage. What? That's true. I always have liked it. It smells like gas and oil.
Oh my God. Your comfort food.
Wingstop.
A hobby you wish you were better at.
Knitting.
Who always makes you laugh?
Vanessa and Maggie.
Dream vacation spot.
Probably Paris.
What instantly relaxes you?
I was going to say weed. I'm kidding.
I don't think you are kidding.
I'm kidding. No. I would say probably getting in my bed.
Oh, that's a good one. First social media platform you joined.
Facebook.
Your favorite toy growing up.
Spout.
What song defined your teenage years? We kind of did this one in the last one.
Defined by teenage years, though. I would say probably Taylor Swift Blank Space.
Your favorite elementary school lunch, if you can remember.
Chicken patty.
Okay.
What's one thing you can't live without? I know. City lips. You literally went on a tyrant to find it in the car earlier.
Okay. That's actually really good.
What makes you laugh the hardest when I say that you can't live without city lips?
What makes me laugh the hardest? Friends.
What's your guilty pleasure?
Friends, the TV show.
Yeah.
Reality TV.
No. Chocolate and
Candy.
sour candy.
Cookies. Cookie.
Every single candy shop we pass here, she's like, ooh, candy shop. It's like,
I can't help it.
Okay.
I really like sweets.
What's one habit you are proud of?
Getting up every morning to run.
Facts. One habit you're trying to break.
Picking my eyelashes.
Favorite childhood memory.
Going on vacations with my family.
This one I'm making up on the spot. Favorite memory of my childhood. Favorite memories of me as a child.
Just you?
Yes.
Your obsession with Dora and your first word being backpack. And your curly hair.
Worst piece of advice you've ever been given.
Oh my God. Oh, that's a good one. Dye your hair bleach blonde.
Me too. That's also my worst piece of advice. First job ever?
Working for the Census Bureau.
Okay.
Well, I mean, really, my very first job ever was babysitting.
True. If your life had a theme song, what would it be?
If my life had a theme song, what, like a real song or a made up song?
A real song.
Um, it is if it. How about if I what I wish it would be? Express yourself.
Oh, love that. If you could instantly learn one skill, what would it be?
It would be to be a stand-up comedian.
If you could time travel, where's the first place you would go?
Australia.
Nope. If you could time travel.
Oh.
But just so we're clear, that also answers if she could go anywhere.
I was thinking you meant like if I could just go, I want to be in time. I want to be in one place. If I could time travel, I think that I eat forward or backward. I think I would go to the Roaring 20s.
Nice. Okay. Well, you go now.
Okay. Okay. What's your comfort movie?
Probably Trolls World Tour.
A childhood TV show that you miss.
Hannah Montana.
Most overrated movie.
Most overrated movie. The issue with this question is I like bad movies, but...
Well, but it doesn't have to be a bad movie. It can be a good... Everyone else thinks it's such a great movie, and you think you don't like it. You understand how...
Avatar.
I was thinking that! I was totally thinking that. Wow, that's weird. The celebrity...
Oh, and Forrest Gump.
Oh, really?
I really don't like Forrest
I feel like that's a common one, but I like that one. Okay, you can't pick Taylor Swift, a celebrity you'd love to have dinner with.
Harry Styles.
Your favorite TV show right now?
Probably Gilmore Girls.
Your most used emoji. Grace would hate this question.
Yeah. The laughing crying face, but the one that's like sideways with the eyes squinted.
And then if you could guest star on any show, what show would it be?
Like reality, just like
any show, yeah.
Bridgerton.
Okay.
Okay. Who's your biggest inspiration?
You.
Thank you. Describe yourself in one word.
Neurotic.
So let's be positive, you know?
Okay. It is. I feel like I'm...
Oh, that's so funny.
If not neurotic, I feel like I am... I don't hate the word empath, but I feel like I'm an empathetic person.
You are. If you could give your future self advice, what would it be?
Don't be afraid to just do it.
Love that. One thing you'd wish you'd known earlier in your career.
I wish that... it's hard because I've been in the same career my whole life.
Yeah, but could it even be like skills wise or like communication wise? It doesn't have to be like...
I honestly wish that I would have tried another career path first.
That's good.
Just because I always...
If you had to live in a movie universe, which one would you pick?
A movie universe? Oh, man. A movie universe. Like a particular movie universe? Sex and the City.
Oh, that's good. What superpower would you want for a day?
To fly.
To fly, really?
Uh-huh.
If you had 1 extra hour in a day, how would you use it?
Sleeping.
I thought you were going to say sleeping or watching TV.
Yeah, I'd probably be that.
Okay.
That's sad. That's it?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Allie Wally.
So fun. Now we need to close the windows so that creepy men don't look in our room.
Creepy guys look in our room. We got a handicap room, so it's like...
Big.
It's big, thank God. And tomorrow we're going to... Tomorrow we're staying in Freeport. It is Wednesday today. I don't know when I'm releasing this podcast, honestly, because I have to edit it first, and I don't know when I'll do that. But for those of you curious, we'll be staying in Maine for 2 more days, then heading back Sunday to Boston and leaving to go home on Sunday. I think I said that right. Anyway, thanks everybody for joining. Allie, thanks for being my 200. Allie's closing the windows. Thank you for being my 200th guest.
You're welcome.
For supporting me in my podcast. I love you.
Love you too.
Okay. Can you say this with me?
Be calm, be strong, be kind, be grateful.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for listening. Bye.